So it's day 2 of the Camaro build. We are still running piping, so now we're gonna do the rest of it. So yeah, I'm tired.
It's going to have to push both springs in order to lift this diaphragm. So this right here on the wastegate, this goes up, and when you have your exhaust gas pushing through, this has to push against spring pressure like that. So when you stack the springs, this is a 3-pound spring and a 5-pound spring to give us 8. And then you just put your cap back on. So that's what holds the springs, and the exhaust pressure has to overcome the spring pressure in order to open. That's how you make your boost on wastegate only.
And now once the boost controller is on, that could be up to 16. That can double.
Yeah, so with a boost controller, what you can do is, there's a port here. This is obviously on the bottom side of the diaphragm. There's a port on top, which is on the top side of the diaphragm. The way a boost controller works is you have your compressor plumbed into the bottom, and that's taking the pressure in the turbo and applying it to the bottom of the diaphragm. So between exhaust pressure and the bottom of the diaphragm, it lifts this. And then when you take and divert some of that to the top of this, it adds pressure to the top of the diaphragm. So then you can use your pressure from the turbo to hold that diaphragm down, ultimately having more pressure than just spring pressure. And that's what allows a boost controller to make more boost than just what's on the spring. So you can only double what you have for spring pressure.
So that's really it. TJ and, I know it's loud, TJ and Scott started doing the fuel pump a little bit while I was editing my last video. I did the wastegates today. I added the springs to make more boosts. We're waiting on a boost controller. We should get it in a couple days. But we also finished cold side piping from the intercooler to the turbos. What else did we do? I wanna fall asleep right now. You have no idea. So installed the titanium coolant overflow. It looks all fancy in here, but it's a little wobbly, so we gotta do something about that. I know I showed some things in the videos that it looks like we just got it on and that was it, but we've had to take the manifold off like 10 times, the turbos like 20 times. So yeah, because there's a lot of fitting issues and stuff, but that's just what's gonna happen with the kit. So yeah, I wish it was as easy as this video looks, but it's not. Yeah, I'm extremely exhausted right now, so I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. But yeah, that was part 3. Stay tuned for part 4, and I will see you guys in my next video.